Have you ever wondered why this graph looks the way it does? Just buy pinks and you'll climb, right? Well, if you don't know when or where to place them, you might as well PayPal the enemy team 30 gold every single time you buy one. Well, don't worry, because I've got a few simple tricks for how you can get value out of your pink wards. And I never have to see this ever again. I'm looking at you, AD carries and top laners. Hey everybody, if you're new here, my name is Raisins. I am an ex-pro and a high-elo player on EU West, and I've been doing coaching sessions recently with people over the last 6 months, and I keep noticing something, and a lot of players struggle to use their pink wards properly. So today, we're gonna try and fix that. So you can go from this to this. First thing I need to throw at you is that pink wards are not simply the support's job. In fact, if you're watching this video and you're not a support player, I think you might actually learn a bit more. I hear this a lot. I was saving up money, so I didn't buy a pink ward. Or, I already had a pink ward on the map, so I didn't buy another. Those are no-nos. If you've ever said any of those two sentences, then this video is for you. Let's go over my 3 suggestions on how you can use pink wards better. Number 1, pink wards are an investment. Think of them as a playmaking tool rather than a defensive one. Placing a normal ward in an area might give you some information, but it doesn't control the area. The assurance that the area around your pink is clear allows you to make a lot more decisions about ganks, skirmishes, and pushing your lane. Number two, pink wards are just as important when behind as they are when ahead. When you're ahead in League, pink wards let you push your vision deeper and make it incredibly difficult for a weaker team to face check that area. Also, you'll usually have gold to spare when you're ahead. But when you're behind, if you ignore pinks trying to get your items, getting farm to keep scaling becomes nigh impossible. You start to lose your jungle camps, your waves are hard to defend, and even under your towers they can be hard. Contesting objectives also then becomes a coin flip of you trying to face check every single brush before you fight the dragon. Number 3, the information that pinks provide that an area isn't actually warded by the enemy team needs to be combined with the movement of the enemy. What do I mean by this? Well, when I was coaching, players I noticed paid less attention to how the enemies reacted when they placed vision or was about to place vision than they should have. What I'm trying to say is, if you put a ward or a pink ward down, pay attention to how the enemy reacts. And that actually tells you more info than you'd think. It tells you about the jungler's location and where their vision is. In high elo, this can lead to some nice, interesting mind games, like baiting, putting wards down in places that you think you can force the enemy away from, even though you don't have support. Bluffing, all this interesting things. You just have to look at the enemy when you're actually warding. Look at what they're doing in their lanes. In this clip, there are 2 really good uses of pinks. The first one is just now, when Xayah and Nami managed to push me and Karthus under tower. Nami vibe checks me and Karthus before placing her pink. Essentially, she isn't committing to placing this pink until she knows me and Karthus are going to let the wave push. Why? Because if I toggle the vision, they don't know where the jungler is. So she watches how me and Karthus move before pinking the brush. Also, this lets Xayah and Nami know where Xin Zhao is without even seeing him, because me and Karthus went sprinting back to our tower. If our jungler was nearby, we would play much more aggressive, or at least try to slow the push down a little, and look to stop Nami from controlling the brush. The second good use of pinks comes from a pink ward placed by Xayah earlier in the lane. So let's go back to where she placed it. Xayah uses the fact that me and my team are fighting mid lane to get a cheeky pink in our jungle. Despite us seeing her walking over vision, we were busy mid lane. So I think most of our team didn't realize she pinked that brush. Additionally, Karthus needed to go bot to catch the wave, so both me and him didn't feel like face checking that or checking the brush, we just went straight bot lane. Where the pink pops off at is 9:15 in the game, more than 2 minutes after she placed it. This pink ends up gatekeeping me and Karthus from checking dragon and basically stopping us from contesting completely. The big point here is they didn't need to worry about the shorter timer of a trinket ward, and they also knew that those areas weren't warded, so they could play much more aggressively. And if they just used their trinkets, they would have around half the wards on the map actually. They end up playing with way less information if you don't use pink wards. Keep in mind this is an AD carry. I just want to, throw one out there for all my AD carry bros. Please buy pinks, thank you. My last tip is a super easy to execute vibe check for any lane. Any role can do this. Remember what I said about looking at the enemy when you're warding? All you do is you walk towards the brush in your lane slightly, but you don't actually face check it or you place your pinks. Instead, just watch what the enemy laner does. Do they start to suddenly play aggro? Do they instantly back off? For most League players, these movements are unconscious. They kind of sense danger and they start running even if it's not there, or they feel stronger than you 2v2 or 1v1 and they try and fight you. So if they have no vision in the brush and you start walking towards it, you can learn a lot about their wards just by observing them before placing your pinks. But keep in mind, the higher elo you climb, the more you can use this against people. This is essentially how baiting works. If the enemy support's vibe checking me, I can back off even though my jungler's in the brush to bait the enemy into trying to ward it. Then you kick their ass. The better your opponents are, the more mind games you can play because they're actually thinking about their decision. This is a very basic pink warding video. There are a ton of things you can do with wards in League. It's a pretty hard game. But if you start to actively think about where you ward, you'll get a lot more bang for your buck, and every time you use your pink ward, you'll feel like it's actually useful. And please show this video to your friends who just never seem to buy pink wards in a 40-minute long game. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. If you like the style, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe for more content if you do. And also, if you have any requests for specific things in League that you want to know about or want me to make videos about, let me know. I have a brand spanking new shiny editor. Thank you very much, Harry. He's doing a great job, so I'll be making a lot more content for you. And yeah, good luck in solo queues. Near the end of the season, I hope you guys hit your ranks.